topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
To Triversity Talk. I'm Wendy Stewart, your hostess with the mostest, and happy to be with you on this wet Wednesday night. Listen, but at least we're not sweltering with the temperatures anymore, right? But for those of you who might be in the path of the hurricane, don't go in the water. It's not safe. There's riptides and everything else. But other than that, just sit back, relax, and we got a great show for you tonight. But of course, I have my announcements. This Sunday is Pike County Pride. It's August 24th. It's in Acconack Park, and we will be partnering with Delaware Valley Action. So please come. We have terrific vendors. We will have food. We're going to have a dunking booth. And from what somebody told me, our executive director, Taylor James, is going to be in the dunking booth. Won't that be fun to dunk Taylor? So please come. The hours are from 12 to 4. We're going to have a show. Oh my gosh, a show starring Betty Buttons, who I just love and adore, amazing talent, who's been on Triversity Talk and performed at Stonewall and actually has performed in so many places. Betty will be starring in our show. We've got some kids from our local drama school, which are all incredibly talented. They'll be performing. We have a couple of local performers. Okay, so we are keeping it down home. We're keeping it Pike County. And please, everybody is welcome. Tell your friends to come. We just want to see everybody there. Now, this Friday night from 5 to 7 is a very special evening with Readers and Writers Festival. We are giving a scholarship to an up-and-coming LGBTQ writer, and I do not know who it is yet, but it's going to be presented in the name of Triversity, which is like really exciting to get behind a young writer and be able to promote them with a scholarship. I want to give thanks out to Richard Moray and the Readers and Writers Festival for approaching us on this. You know, we're all about doing incredible things in our community and making things as good as we can. And if you follow our website, I think you'll agree we're doing a really good job. I don't know when our open hours are. If you could just go on our Facebook page or our website, those are on there. I know we usually have a game night. Our teen group is meeting. So yeah, that's all the news that I've got fit to print. Well, I'm not really printing it, right? That's from the New York Times anyway. I'm just sharing it with you. So speaking of sharing, I just can't wait to share this person with you tonight that I met a while back and works with another one of our LGBTQ organizations called Catskills Pride. Our guest tonight is president of Catskills Pride. I am calling this segment Fostering Pride with Inclusivity, Visibility, and Celebration with Omar Osbourne. So put your hands together.
Hi, Wendy. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I am well. You know, I'm always happy when I announce the guest and nothing messes up because we're streaming. I have to tell you, I've had this show. It's almost 5 years, but I'm still, and I have another show I stream on, but you just never know. There can be a Wi-Fi glitch at the last second. Certainly there have been weather problems. You never have any way of knowing. So there you are. I'm so glad you're here with us tonight. And thank you.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. It's all good. You know, from the moment I met you at Catskill Pride, I I guess I'm a member of Catskill Pride in that, I'm on your Facebook, I go to your events, I support you. And I think I've been with Catskill Pride probably for maybe 12 years. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Since I have been a part of the organization before I was a board member, from now when I'm a president, you've always been at our events, and I've been going to Catskills Pride events since 2019, so like right before COVID. So about
right
years.
before COVID. But then, I want to share this with everyone. You want to talk about creative thinking. They wanted to have an event, and it was during COVID. If you all recall, we were just doing anything we could to get out. So you had that event at the Forestburg Playhouse, and we were given circles to stand in based on our level of comfort. Some people wanted remind me if I'm wrong. Some people took outer circles, right?
Yeah.
And those circles didn't have as many people in them, but you would stand in your circle, and it was at the amazing Forestburg Playhouse, which we all love to death. But they're so great and such great supporters. But that event, I love Catskill Pride events, but that event was really special because I thought I was going to lose my mind. It was so nice just to be out there and in my chosen circle. I chose a big circle, I think.
That was when everyone was like stuck at home and, as you said, going crazy. And we're like, what could we do? Okay, and everyone was like in their mini pods at that time. So we're like, okay, come with your mini pods, and you can hang out with your mini pods. You can see people from across, say hi, have conversation, how comfortable you are. So we were.
And we were outdoors, and certainly, the Forestburg Playhouse the gardens are gorgeous. It's just a beautiful property. But it's so funny, just like reminiscing about this with you. It just feels like it was so long ago, and it was not that long ago.
No, it was just yesterday.
I got to tell you, but you know what? What's it like running an LGBTQ organization? And the challenges involved in Sullivan County? What are your specific challenges that you have found since you became president?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest challenges that we have as an organization. So we have about 2,000 members, and we serve the entire Sullivan County in upstate New York. And we only have 7 board members. So it's 7 board members that's going out, and we all have full-time jobs. We have our families, we have responsibilities, but we take time from all of that to ensure that we have this organization, to ensure that the LGBTQ community is visible here in the Catskills, and what can we do as an organization to give back to the next generation. So the challenges that we have is we don't have a lot of volunteers, number one. Right. Number two, that's the biggest thing.
I'm laughing because I've been through so many incarnations with Triversity. We're great now. We have a big board now, but everything you're talking about I love that you're hitting on this, Omar. It's the challenges of running an LGBTQ, a volunteer organization.
Yeah, and also the budget that we have is so small, but we have to use that budget to give back to the community. And how can we do fundraising and make ourselves be present here, show that we're here, and make it safe for everyone in the community. So I think those are the biggest challenges that we have. And since I became president, we've had a few of my close friends who are in communication and social media and finance. They've actually stepped up, and they're like, how can we help the organization? So so I have someone who's like, I can help out with your social media. So we have someone now who's taking care of our social media. If you look at our social media from last year to this year, you can see there's a vast difference there. For fundraising, my neighbors, they're like, okay, you're having the Pride Awards, or you're having a social this month. What can we donate where you could do a raffle or do a silent auction? So this is where we're leaning on members of the Catskills Pride community, or neighbors or allies to be able to make it better, to one, fundraise and also give back to the community. And a lot of people have come up to me and be like, we've had this idea. Have you ever thought of doing this or doing that. So we're getting inspiration and motivation from just members of the community. So I think we've revitalized Catskills Pride within the last year to
honestly, from what I've seen, totally, and I've seen every incarnation of that organization too. Totally revised. This is your second year doing the awards, right?
Yes. This is the second year of doing the Pride Awards. And
that is a fabulous, great event. All the people that get awards who are so deserving of them, picking a gorgeous location like you did. Everything about it was really perfect, and everybody was really happy to be there.
Yeah, and that just came from, and I took this from like GLAAD. They have their GLAAD awards, and that's basically in like larger communities. But we have so many allies, so many people that's doing such good work here, and they don't get a thank you. So this is just like my love letter back to the community because we can't do it all by ourselves. We have to lean on our allies, our community, or family members, and so forth. So that was like my love letter to give back, to be like, hey, like, how can we say thank you? We can't do everyone every year. So we just like select like 5 people who are a part of the community or who supports the community from that standpoint, and just say thank you and celebrate them each year.
Well, yeah, because everybody wants to be thanked, right?
Yes,
isn't that
exactly?
You know, you don't want to feel like we often say as volunteers in this organization, and I'm in a few different organizations. You know, I'm with the Imperial Court in New York City. All of these organizations suffer from the same thing. Often people don't feel like they're thanked enough. There's a lot of sometimes people getting along with each other. Sometimes it feels like kindergarten to me, where trying to get people to get along with each other. And yeah. I'm a big mediator. I'm not a side chooser when it comes to this kind of stuff, because look at what we're doing, right? And look at the time we're doing it in. I mean, this is not an LGBTQ friendly time in terms of what's going on in the rest of our country. And yet, this is what I was trying to explain to someone. The more of these events that you can go to, the more of these events that you can volunteer for, even if it's making a gift basket, okay, you at least feel like you're doing something, and you're doing something good, and you're around like-minded people that are all on the same page as you.
Oh yeah, 100%. We've had so many people just come out of the woodwork just within the last year to be like, what can we do? How can we help?
I love that.
Yeah, and so that's what we're doing. We're trying to like get as much people as we can involved with Catskills Pride and LGBTQ community here in Sullivan County.
Yeah, well, it's very obvious that you are. The organization, I remember with my very first Catskill Pride, which was a very long time ago. We went to, it was at the person, her name's Stacy, and what is that? The vodka place.
Catskills Provision?
No, it's in Monticello almost. It's in Bethel. And
not coming to mind right now.
Catskill Distillery. It's a distillery place, and Stacy runs it. Everyone in the community knows her. But I remember going to my very first Catskill Pride there, and everywhere I go, people talk to me. Nobody was talking to me. I was glad I had brought someone with me. And for me, what's changed, what I love what you're doing, and I have to tell you, so many friendly people. Your last event, Divas on the Delaware. You know, I wasn't one of the divas on the Delaware, but I was an after diva for the barbecue and the drag performer.
Yeah.
And everyone, there were a lot of new faces, Omar.
I would say probably 75% of who were there were new faces, even for me.
Wow.
Yeah, because we had roughly, between the barbecue and the floating on the river, we had close to 100 people, and I would say a good 60 to 70 of them, they were new people. I'm like, where did all you come from, and like, how did you know about this event? Yeah. Which is weird, because everyone always say I know everyone, but I was shocked and I was surprised by the new faces that we had. So,
oh my gosh, there were so many new faces that I got to meet, and only a few of the other faces. It was really interesting to me, but it shows how you're growing your organization, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we love to see new faces and diversity amongst the community. So we
And
welcome that.
inclusivity,
Yeah.
diversity and inclusivity,
Inclusivity.
right,
Exactly.
is what we're about. So how did you get involved in working with this organization? Did you do this before somewhere else?
Not really. Like growing up, like in high school, because I grew up in Jamaica. In high school, like I was always part of like a volunteer organization. But then when I moved up here in the Catskills, right before COVID, um, I think it was Jeff Spitz, he former president. He saw me and he's like, "Oh, we're having like a Pride social this month. You should come. You should join." And I went to the first one, and then after that, I got to meet members of the community, and I keep going to the monthly socials. And then when Jeff stepped down and Dwayne Brown, another president, took over,
I,
Dwayne
I
reached out.
remember Dwayne. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Dwayne was on the show also.
Oh yeah, yeah. We love Dwayne. Yeah, Dwayne was like, he's like, "I like your vibe. I like your energy. There's not much diversity here. How would you feel to be a part of the board to interview to be a board member because we have open spots." At that time, it wasn't a full board member position. It was a committee because we had subcommittee at that point. So it was a part of the events committee. Yeah. And then after that, I made myself to a full board member, and then I've been on the board for a couple of years. Like I would say about 3 years or so. And then last year, I took over as a president. So yeah.
So basically, Catskill Pride is your first shot out of the bag of doing this kind of work.
Yeah.
What I call LGBTQ advocacy
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. It's very interesting to me that you're from Jamaica. I love Jamaica. Have been to all parts of the country. My late husband was a photographer. That was his favorite place to shoot, and he would go into the village of Port Antonio, which I'm sure you know, and hire all the local people and make them models for Captain Morgan rum. They all got to be in the ad. They all got paid. So we would go down there and we were, of course, very welcome. Absolutely, extremely welcome. But I guess my question is, what is it like for LGBTQ people in a place like Jamaica?
I think the tolerance has, because I left Jamaica in 2009. That's when I migrated to the US. And I could say the tolerance has shifted, I want to say like 1,000% from what it was back then.
Right.
But even back then, there was tolerance and acceptance. Where
there was, okay.
Yeah, there was. Where there wasn't was like the unknown. And you can't necessarily blame the culture or blame someone for the unknown. The unknown is something new to you. So if you were a part of the LGBTQ community and they didn't know you, they were wondering, oh, what's your perspective on life? Like what do you want, etc. So that's where the apprehension was. But if you are part of the community and they know you, you're their neighbors, you're their family members, they're like, oh, I know John, I know Jane, etc.
So this is a good conversation to have because what you're saying, they were very accepting.
Yes, 100%.
Very cool. You're a great ad for the Jamaican Tourist Bureau. This conversation right now, we should just like edit out this part and run it because the reason conversations like this are important is because people's opinions can, as you know, can be totally, totally different. And we don't know all that much about.
Yeah, and you always hear about the bad rather than you hear about the good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amplified more. So
you actually do have LGBTQ organizations down there.
Yes, we do.
Well, that's really great to know, and I will certainly share that, which is why I am happy that you're here, for us to let us know that, because a lot of my friends, when they travel, they've got places they feel safe going to, and a lot of places they don't feel safe going to. So, Jamaica is such a beautiful country. So you want it to be welcoming,
Yeah. And what I would say, the people, they're always welcoming. They always like give that good vibe, that good energy. When you go there, they're always welcoming. I was there in June for my best friend's wedding, and every time I go there, I just get re-energized just by the people, the food, the culture. And
Absolutely.
I don't realize how much I miss it until like I go, and then I'm like, oh, Jamaica is a truly special place. You can't sum it up in words. You just have to go and you have to experience it.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And you're talking about the culture and the food. Let's talk about the music. Look at the music that has come out of Jamaica. Amazing, right?
Yeah, from reggae to dancehall to cultural music to even like pop music like that's coming out. It's
I
so
tell you,
diverse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you hear the thing I love about it, you hear it everywhere you go. Now, where
Yeah.
in Jamaica are you from?
Oh, I'm from Kingston. Born and raised
That's the
in
city,
Kingston.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I imagine Kingston's kind of like New York.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a city vibe. It's a big city vibe. Yeah.
Wow. In such a beautiful country. So when you're in the Catskills in the winter, are you like thinking about Jamaica then and saying, what the hell am I doing here?
No, because funny enough, I I hate winter. I hate the cold. But
I
for
do
some
too.
reason, I enjoy the winter. I call myself a bear, so I hibernate during the winter. I
Oh,
love
okay.
a big snow. I love a big snowstorm. I love going out playing in the snow. All of that, and I love that. I love that it gets dark early because like I go to bed, like I get to relax. I get to
No,
sleep. I get all
you're
the rest
telling me
I
you
need.
like the whole hibernation thing. Oh my God.
Yes,
I
yes, I
am
do.
so totally the opposite. I am like the dying swan in the winter. I'm based out of New York and I go out to Pennsylvania. Of course, now I'm in my glory. It's summer, fall is beautiful. Winter, I come out once a month because I got to tell you, by day 2, I hit a rock bottom depression. I look out the window and it's pitch black, and that driveway is a sheet of ice, and I hear a parade passing me by, and I'm like, I can't get in that car quick enough and get on that highway and get back to the city. I've never adjusted. I've had the house there 25 years, and I can't deal with the winter, Omar. I can't.
No, but what I love about the winter as well, and I was having this conversation with one of my neighbors, Dane, earlier this week, and actually on Sunday, and the winter time is where you truly get to find your community and you get to find your people because there's not
Of
much to
course.
do. So who's around this weekend? You go to their house, you hang out, you have dinner with them, you have dinner parties. So and that's where you truly get to form that lasting bond with your neighbors and the community. So from that aspect, I love it. But like during the week, like yeah, I'll hibernate.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
no, I totally get it. I talk to other people. I'm like, what do you do in the winter? They do think they quilt. They quilt. They make quilts for the bed. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, and winter time is usually like my busiest time for work as well. So I work a lot, and then the summertime, I play a little more. So yeah.
Oh, good. And so, yes, I hear you like to play a lot, as a matter of fact. Now, you just had this, you had an amazing party. You had a white party, which are great. And I have to share this with you. I saw some of the, I guess you used AI to make the announcements of it. You made these little movies,
Yeah.
and I recognized the faces, but you took and put them on Greek god bodies.
Yeah, so and all of this, the like it's a dinner in Blanc, the white part that I do every summer. It all started like during COVID as well, where not much was going on, and I'm like, okay, we're in a little bubble, and I want to have, I'm like, once the pandemic ends, I'm gonna have a nice dinner party on the lawn. I'm just gonna invite the neighbors; they would come over. So the first year, it it was probably like 15, maybe 20 of us that were here. Nice. Table set on the lawn. And I'm like, I want everyone to wear white. My best friend, she loves white. So her wedding was all white. She's like, I'm the bride, but I don't care. I don't want anyone to be looking at me. So she had everyone wear white. So
I love it. That's
even
a great idea.
yeah, even my goddaughter's, her baptism, everyone had to wear white. So that's where it came from. And then dinner in Blanc. So yeah, so the first year was about 15, 20 of us. And then the following year, it was 50 or 60. Last year, it was 87. And this year it was 98 people. And it's all at my house. So the food is all cooked by my family members, my sister, my best friend,
I love that.
and it's all Jamaican food as well. So because it's always in August as well, because it's around Jamaican independence. Jamaican independence usually is August 6th, so it's always centered around there. So it's a part of like me showing my culture, the food, or hospitality to my community here in the Catskills. So that's how it all started. And then I put a little twist on it, because I'm like, to be coming in all white every year, it's a little bit boring and a little bit cliche. So like, let's do like Greek, or one year it was like France. One year was Bridgerton. Yeah. Last year was Bridgerton, and this year it was Greek. So I'm just like throwing mixes as it go along.
But I saw pictures of the table. You're like an event planner, really. The table setting and the amount of people you had. I had a party for 100 people this year too, and it didn't look anything like yours. It was fun, but it was like whatever chair you could get on my deck, and most of them didn't match. That was really such an elegant affair that you put together, and I love that you did that. I didn't know what kind of food you had, because I haven't spoken to anybody since it's gone. I know I ran into a bunch of them at Carriage House after they came there to dance.
Yeah.
And Carriage House, whatever it's called now, River's Edge.
River's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people there, and I knew they were from your party because they all came, in white outfits. But I didn't know you had served all Jamaican food. Wow, huh?
Yeah. That's just because you can't get Jamaican food here, or good Jamaican food. So it's just like something different, and it's also just like appreciating my culture and like sharing it with everyone. So yeah.
So what were some of the dishes you served? Because I want to share that with people who are listening that aren't familiar with Jamaican.
Yeah, so we did curry goat, we did rice and peas, we did escovitch fish, which is fried fish with pickled with like a pickled sauce on it, jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken, of course. Everyone.
Yeah, I got like Jamaican rum cake, made and imported from Jamaica, and then we had like a tropical salad. My friend Justin Chappell, he made a 3-bean salad, and I think that was it. Yeah.
Wow, that's gorgeous. Did you serve Captain Morgan rum?
No, we didn't go with the Captain Morgan rum. We just did, it's just easier to do like wine, just wine, like white wine. And then we did like Cosmos as well. We just made batches of Cosmos. Make it easy. I'm
sure people just loved you sharing. It's beautiful to share your culture, especially in places like upstate New York, or even in Pennsylvania. There needs to be more of that. Like, I'm talking to you and I'm thinking, don't kill me on this. I have a great idea for a business for you, because I know you have a finance background. Just ride with me on this one, Omar. What about opening a Jamaican restaurant?
So we've actually talked about that with like a few of my friends. It's one of my friends, Tamara. She used to have like a Jamaican restaurant in the city, and she's now here in Narrowsburg. She's right by the Roebling Bridge. And she wanted to do that here, but it's just hard to find like a location per se around. So yeah, so she's still with that, but she has like her other business venture that she's doing. But yeah.
What about like taking it to, I'm not letting you off the hook on this one. Because you know what? I think you would do an incredible business. Like, what about taking it into Port Jervis? Not far. It's not that far away, and there's they're doing such development, or trying to do development in Port Jervis. You know that. I think a Jamaican restaurant would do so well there.
Yeah, no, I think so, and I'll take that under advisement. I'll see you. You never know where the breeze will blow us.
You never know where the breeze will blow, and if you do decide to go through with that, I would like either a cocktail or a dish named after me on that.
Done.
Yeah, done,
easy.
Right? Absolutely done. So you went to university in the West Indies, and then came here.
Yeah. So so growing up, like my mom, she wanted me to like finish my school in Jamaica. So like I did high school, and then after that, I did my bachelor's in Jamaica in banking and finance. And then after that, she's like, okay, you're an adult now. I gave you all the necessary tools you need. You can leave the nest. So that's when I migrated to New York. And then from there, like I worked at like Bank of America, like in like a finance capacity. And then somehow, I don't know how that happened, but I switched over into HR. Into HR and in payroll. And while I was doing that, like I did my master's at Brooklyn College. So I went on to do my master's in economics, global business and economics. And then still stayed in the HR realm. So I oversee payroll for a few companies. I was at Spotify, I was at Tory Burch, I was at Optimum, which is Cablevision, and now I'm with a Canadian company. So I go to Canada a lot. So I oversee our global HR operations and payroll function. So for the US and Canada right now.
And you can work remote on all of this.
Yeah. So I am completely remote. If I go to an office, I go to Canada. I go to Toronto.
Oh, I really hate you. Between these trips to Jamaica, and you get to go to Canada a lot, which we love. You really have talk about carving out a niche for yourself, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, and I've just been lucky. The wind is I've just always been in the right place at the right time with all that. Like I don't know how, or I don't know how it happens, but everything has just been, knock on wood, just been putting me in the right place at the right time. So,
no, and I think that's really important, and you seem to be very aware of that, and I know you're grateful for it too.
Oh,
you know?
totally. Yeah.
It really can affect a person's life. I think to be able to work remote, and then, when you do travel, you go to Canada. I mean, that is absolutely the best, absolute best, right? So you did do a stint though in New York. How long were you in New York for?
So I was in the Hamptons. I lived in the Hamptons for about 6 years, and then
okay. So we got to stop there. Of course, your stint in the New York area. It's not in a borough. No, you casually throw out. Of course, you were living in the Hamptons for 6 years.
Yeah. I lived in East Hamptons for about 6 years.
East Hampton.
Yeah.
Not Sagaponic, not Sag Harbor, but East Hampton. Good for you. I love this.
And that's where I was working at Bank of America, and that's where I got switched over to into HR. Because I remember when I was working at Bank of America at the branch there was this lady. You remind me of her as well. She's like the manager, the GM for the Palm. She would always come into the bank, and she would always say to me, she's like, what are you doing out here? What are you doing in the Hamptons? She's like, you need to be in New York City. Like, you're wasting your life away out here. And her name is Sheila. Like, we're Facebook friends. Every time I go out there, like, I go and I see her. I love her. Yeah. So she was the one who motivated me to like move from the Hamptons to the city. So then I moved to Queens, and I was in Queens for about 5-6 years before I bought my place.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Before I bought my place up here, and then the world shut down, and I've been remote since. So yeah.
That's interesting. So do you think if it weren't for COVID, because you got your space during COVID?
No, I got it right before COVID. I got it in October 2019. So I had the crystal ball.
What? That's really interesting. What incredible timing. Because I wonder, right? There's a lot of people that just ended up remote and have stayed remote evermore because of that. And you were just right in the beginning of that wave of people. How cool is that?
Yeah, as I said, like I was just always positioned. I don't know why or what divine intervention that's been going on with me.
Well, no, I think there's a relative from up the vibe I get. You have a relative up above, and I don't know who that is. You would know better than me, but that person is your guardian angel. You know who that person is.
That's my mom. Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure that she's like putting me in the right places at the right time. So
Right. And if my friend Daniel Simmons is listening right now, he's probably, I know he just put his finger down his throat because he hates when I go down the woo-woo lane, as he calls it. I can't talk about divine intervention with him, or, the spirit world, or, my husband crossed over to the other side, but I know he's still there and things happen because of them. Listen, we're on the earth. We need people to look out for us up above. So that your timing's been perfect on everything. So it has to be coming from somewhere else that you're getting taken care of. And look how well things are working. I love that you're sharing your gratitude and who you are with Catskill Pride. You're doing a really great thing.
oh, thank you for that. Yeah, it's just it's a part of our culture, and it's just embedded to like welcome everyone and just like show everyone like a good time and and just be appreciative of like everyone that's around. So
yeah, exactly. And make people feel like they belong.
yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you this: what kind of pushback have you gotten from people in upstate? Because where I start to feel in Milford, we've got an amazing core group of people there. We've got 4 Democratic groups in Milford, but then we are surrounded on the outside. And I have to tell you, I felt it so bad when COVID started. I was afraid to even go out to my house, and I wanted to, but I would read on these Facebook groups about the people from New York bringing the virus in. I mean, crazy stuff, right? Have you experienced that kind of stuff?
No, I can't say I've experienced that, because one thing that I will say with being in Barryville with Eldred, like everyone is so welcoming and accepting, at least in the circle that I'm a part of.
Right. No, I
So
know.
I haven't really experienced that, so I can't speak to it. And funny story, like I've always like had my coworkers or my friends, and they would from the city, they would come up like during the pandemic. And I remember one of my coworkers' wife, she was here, and with the 3 of us, like we went to the farmer's market, and she turned to me and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Are you okay?" She's Asian and her husband is white. She's like, "I just want to make sure you're okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Is something wrong?" Like, she's like,
Right.
"No, but do you realize that we're the only person of color here?" And it took her to like point that out to me, and I'm
You
like,
didn't,
I
right.
stopped. I paused and I looked around, and I'm like, huh. I'm like, I never really thought of that, because no one has ever like come at me for being like a Black person, a person of color, or part of the LGBTQ community or anything like that here in Barryville. So I can say that I've been lucky, and I've been lucky in that respect. So yeah, it took her to like point that out to me here.
Right.
So,
That is interesting. I
yeah.
that is very interesting that she would point that out to you. And until then, but I think it's great that you didn't realize it because there was no reason to realize that. You
Yeah,
understand what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
You
Been
were just
blessed.
there. You have your friends, and you know people are whatever skin color they are. I grew up in the Bronx. I've tried to explain this to people. I don't notice this stuff about people unless they bring it up. I have a friend here. Actually, he's from the islands originally, and he's brought up like he's gone into H&M and been followed. And that was like, so and he's beautiful. He's a performer and gorgeous. He speaks the King's English. He actually, and you know what I mean? You have
Yeah.
that too from being in Jamaica. He actually teaches speech. I mean, he's amazing. So for me to wrap my head around him being followed in H&M, my question was, why are you in H&M? You're so much better than that. No, listen, I'm an H&M shopper. But the fact that I never thought about that. He made me think about that. He said, yeah, Wendy, because of how I look, I get followed. And honestly, Omar, I never thought about that till then.
Yeah, I've never experienced it here, but I have experienced it in the city, and I've experienced it in the Hamptons, like when I
In
lived
the
here.
Hamptons.
Yeah,
Wow.
not since I've been up here. Up here, knock on wood, it's
No,
been.
no, you know what? Knock on wood, and you're doing really great work, which is important. Like, what's your game plan going forward in terms of how you're going to impact the LGBTQ community with Catskill Pride or without? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so what we're looking at, finally, like we started with all the events that we've been having this year. We've been doing a lot of fundraising. So, and what we've always partnered with the Boys and Girls Club of Walk Hill. Like during the Christmas season, we would go and shop for the kids, give back to ensure that the kids they have gifts open for Christmas,
I
something to
love
that
that.
effect. Yeah, and that stemmed from, like, I used to do that just by myself. I went to the Heron, and they had the Christmas tree with ornaments that you could go and you could shop for kids. And I would always like take a few. And then during COVID, like I called them and I'm like, can I just get all the ornaments? And I would just like walk around and I would give them to my neighbors. And I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're giving back. It's a pandemic, etc. People lost their job, and I would just like give them ornaments, and everyone would go and shop. So from there, with Catskills Pride, we've been partnering with the Boys and Girls Club to shop for kids, and we what we've decided as well is to take the teens, the older kids. That's between
Yeah.
like 13 to 18, and shop for them, because it's what we've learned from the Boys and Girls Club is that it's harder for people to shop for them because it doesn't give them the warm and fuzzy feeling to go out and buy a toy. So we take those kids under our umbrella and we shop for them.
And
So we want to,
Catskill Pride has been doing this.
yeah. This is like,
So
I think, our third year of doing it.
So this is all. I have a reason for asking this. This is all since you came on board.
Yeah.
I'm big on spreading the word. I will be spreading the word. I think it's really, really fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
I love that you're doing that. Triversity. I shouldn't say we. I'm based out of New York. I do what I can when I'm out there on the weekend. I try and bring money in and I'm a face, right? But
Yeah.
well, we have an incredible board, and we put together gifts for the warming station. Those people need it,
Yeah.
and that kind of philanthropy is really needed. I remember, like, before you came there, people said, well, what's Catskill Pride like? And I'd always say, well, it's more of a social club, but it's not now.
Yeah,
And
we're transitioning.
I love that you're transitioning. I'm going to put this out to you. If we can be of help in any way in terms of, helping you frame things or, answering questions or whatever, listen, we are all in this together. And
Yeah, no, definitely. We'd love to partner with you. Yeah.
Right.
And in addition to that, what we've also done this year, because we have a little more money now with all the fundraising, we give back. We gave 2 scholarships to the Forestburg Playhouse to 2 kids, so they could go to summer camp. I think we did a teen, and we did between 5 to 8 as well. So we did someone younger and someone older, and they go through a whole week of like workshop with the Playhouse, and then they have like a performance at the end. So that's another thing. So we want to continue to build on those. And we want to like see if we can give scholarship for to high school kids as well. That's something that we're looking to do. It hasn't been done yet.
We did that for the first time. The first time this year. Oh, you would have loved the girl that got the scholarship. She was amazing, and she was of color in a very white school. And seeing her up there, and she was the whole package: smart, articulate, just a shining star. It was such an up for the community. I love that you're going down this path. This is so great.
Yeah, we also have the Lifesavers program as well, which is anyone that's a part of the community that's going through a hard time, or even kids who needs book to go back to school or would like to go and do like a class. So you're on hard times, you can't pay your bills, you need money for grocery, you can apply for a grant through Catskills Pride. You have to submit an application form, which is on our website as well. And then we will review those, and then we will approve a grant. So those are the programs that we have, and we're looking forward to doing even more, where we want to partner with local businesses, where we can have programs for the LGBTQ to come out.
Absolutely.
And that's also giving back to the business, amplifying the local businesses, but also showing a safe space for members of the community. So
Yeah, I mean, you really got it all going on, and I'm so happy I had you come on the show tonight so you can spread the word with this. And you know, I'm a big mouthpiece. I'm everywhere. People always say to me, I do know everything. I'm in New York. I know everything going on here. I know everything going on out in Pennsylvania, whether I'm there or that, because you know what? I have this device. I have this phone. And when I'm riding that godforsaken subway, I want nothing more than
Get
to
a
be able
lot
to text people, yeah, and hear what's going on. I won't put earbuds in because to me that's just like la 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 la. Let me shut out the world, you know. I love the involvement you have in Catskill Pride. I love the leadership role that you've taken. What do you think has made you such a leader?
Uh, that's a hard one. I think it's just and maybe I take it for granted, but for some reason, I it's just a passion for excellence and a passion for doing things. It's the creative side of my mind, I would say,
Ah,
because I would see things and I'm like, that could be done better. Have you ever thought of doing it this way? Or so it's just like puzzle solving and just trying to make things better. And because of that, I've always like risen, even when I don't want it. I've always like risen to the forefront. With just being a leader in that way.
a puzzle solver, or what I call a critical thinker, or my more basic term from working in Africa, I learned this term, a fixer. I'm like,
yes,
what's a fixer? They're like, you just need a fixer. And then I started working with fixers that could make things happen for me.
yeah.
And then I realized I'm a fixer. People say to me, so what, what's your role in the LGBTQ community? I'm like, oh, I've been a fixer for about 50 years. That's, it's a great name for what I do, a fixer.
Yeah.
But you can come in, you can look at the problem, you can analyze the problem, and you know what needs to be done.
Yeah.
I guess for me, the frustrating thing is I often have the vision. I don't always know the way to, and then trying to explain the vision to people that don't see it all. That's frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. No, agree with that. And I think I've been on that journey and I've come up on those roadblocks. But I think if you see the vision, you just need to go with the vision. And then afterwards, they will come around and they're like, oh, this is what you were, this is what the vision you had. This is the end result. And we're like, yeah. So not to say you're a, what's the word I'm looking for? You're a controller. But
well, people can sometimes confuse the two things. And
yeah.
I've had to learn how to speak differently so it doesn't come off as that. The most brilliant controlling people are the ones you can't tell that they're doing it because they're so good at it.
Yeah.
And they get people to come on board for them. Well, believe it or not, we're like down to the wire here. We've got it. Can't believe it. I don't know where the time went. 2 minutes left. So what do you want to tell us going forward? Tell us the events that you have going forward and what will happen in the fall too.
Yes. So we have our, can't believe I'm saying this, our end of summer pool party at the Blue Fox. That's on Sunday, August 31st. So that's our last event of the summer. We're planning our fall lineup. So I think we're gonna do a little branch out and we're gonna go over into Callicoon. So we're finalizing, not Callicoon, in Livingston Manor. So we're finalizing those locations for September.
Oh, you're getting further away from me.
Yeah, because we want to spread the love. And we want to see new faces and go to different communities. So we're looking at maybe doing something at the Arnold House in September. We always do something at Forestburg Playhouse for October. So I'm waiting
right.
for
I
confirmation
know you do.
from
Yeah.
the boys to do that. And then we're maybe for something for the Sunshine Colony. And we just had our board meeting yesterday. We were going to reach out to you guys at Triversity as well and see if we could do like a Christmas social at the Derby. So that's just we need to figure all that out with dates and everything.
Yes,
so
I would totally
like exclusive.
Totally love it. That would be totally great. Yeah. Where is the Derby? Where is that?
That's in Narrowsburg, right across.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah. So we were thinking of like having a few nonprofits come together and just like have a Christmas party. So we're Frank Guzman, he's in charge of that. So
I love Frank. Frank is in the car right now. I'm like, don't even put this up on Facebook. I hate you 10 times over. The car is amazing, and he's got a 5-day layover there.
Oh yeah, I think he's coming back today. Yeah, we had our board meeting last night, and he said he was coming back today. Yeah, cool. So that's what we have for the rest of the year, and we will be doing the donations for the Boys and Girls Club again this year. So we'll be reaching out. We'll be seeing who wants to donate and going shopping for the kids as well. So that's what we have planned so far for the rest of the year.
It's beautiful. And do you have any more parties planned?
Right now, no, but something always happens.
Something always happens.
Yeah, something always happens.
I want to give a shout out to River's Edge in Barryville, because I know Damani, the DJ, is planning to have more dances there. I would like people to support it. I've been telling people about it in Milford, Pennsylvania, and of course where you are as well. It's a great space. Damani is lovely. A fabulous person, a great DJ, and I had a wonderful time there.
No, and it's 5 minutes from my house, so perfect.
And it's 5 minutes from your house, you see. I do one thing before I go, Omar. I love to take a picture of my guests right here on the computer.
Go for it.
I'm funny that way. Thank you so much. Please do not hesitate.
For having me.
Oh, please don't hesitate to reach out to Triversity, and happy Labor Day. Unfortunately, some people in Milford are doing a big thing, I think, on the same day as the Blue Fox. Right. I had the Blue Fox written down. I've yet to make it there, but I will. Something to look forward to, right?
Yeah. We always love seeing you. So
okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight, and have a great rest of week. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.